Now you listen here, you little bitch. I'm gonna ask you some real simple questions, and I want some real simple answers. Now you pulled into the garage and went into the house at 9:15. So you pulled into the garage and went into the house at 9:15. So you're telling me definitely that you pulled into the garage and went into the house at 8:15. Now you see something? You know you done fucked up, right?
No! I said no. I said I pulled into the garage at...
You know you done fucked up, right?
Hey, what's up, you guys? Man, unfortunately, you know, you guys know I fight for Street Beefs, and one of our guys passed away, and it sucks. I don't really want to get into how he passed away, but he's not here with us no more, and it's really affecting me. It's like I only got to meet him one time, but I had seen him fight before. I don't know if you guys know, I've been fighting for Street Beefs for like a couple of months, but I've been watching Street Beefs for probably like 3 years. You know, I'm broke, so anything that's free fighting, your boy's gonna watch it. So Street Beefs would give me free fights, so I'd watch them. But yeah, rest in peace, Jay Gotham. You were a cool dude, and I'm glad I got to meet you, and I'm glad I got to see you fight. And yeah, it's affected me hella bad that he's gone. And man, we gotta be able to talk to each other, and we gotta be able to talk to somebody, man, because I know our kids and our women need us strong, and we can't ever let our girls see how we really are, because where does it end? It's like if we cry a little bit, we cry too much. Is it one too many tears? Is it not enough tears? Is it now I'm too soft? So you can't really do that to your girl. But man, it's like regardless of our race and regardless of our color, man, look at how much money we have, because a lot of us are broke and we're fighting over dumb shit, and we're not focusing on mental health. We gotta be able to protect ourselves to protect other people. I'm gonna say that one more time. You gotta be able to protect yourself to protect other people, man. So back to the review, man.
I finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me?
Come on, Mario!
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
Of a lot of galaxies. They're all counting on us.
Do not touch that mushroom, you'll die! Oh, I'm sorry. That one's perfectly fine.
Wahoo!
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers, man. I was excited for this movie because, you know, I'm more of a Nintendo guy than Sega Genesis. I never really liked Sonic, but I went to this movie unbiased. I looked at the Sonic movie, I looked at the Super Mario Brothers movie, and I wanted to compare them because back in the day it was Sega Genesis versus Nintendo. It was Mario versus Sonic. Now, honestly, I always felt like Sonic was a good game except for the speed element. It was more of like a gimmick to me because you would, in essence, run by a lot of the... It's kind of like watching a show with hella subtitles, and you really want to watch the show, but you're looking at the subtitles and you're missing some of the action because you're looking at the subtitles. So it's like I felt like with Sonic, he's running so fast that it's a blur. You're not actually paying attention to the level design. You're more or less just paying attention to when you need to jump, when you need to do this. So Mario isn't exactly too different from that. I just felt like Mario had, because it slows down, it gives you a time to actually think and come at it from different angles, if that makes sense. So yeah, this movie's pretty cool. There's a lot of little cameos. I was interested to see where they were going to go with it because, you know, in the Nintendo world they have so many characters. I was wondering if they're going to try and make like a Zelda and a Metroid, and I was wondering if they were going to be in this game in this movie. I was wondering if they were going to have they have a couple people that were cool. they mixed elements of the game that were really cool that I liked later on in the game. I always thought too that Sonic had better side characters, and I didn't like Sonic as much. Where I felt like I like Mario a little bit better, but almost the same. I felt like Mario was kind of like the lamest person out of Mario's crew too. Toad, Princess, Luigi, Bowser, a lot of these other guys were way more interesting to me than Mario. He just kind of seemed like eh. And Sonic was more cool, I guess. He had the fucking spikes on his head and all that shit, but as a movie, I felt like this movie had a good chance to explain a lot. There's lore, and my friends sometimes that are younger than me, because you know I'm old, they go into like the Sonic and the Ninja Turtles and all this stuff, the comic books, and they go into all this stuff. And I try and tell these guys sometimes, like, they have to understand that, okay, first of all, a lot of these archives and a lot of this old school stuff, when we were kids, we lived it, so it wasn't just readily available at one time. I remember waiting for comic books week to week. I remember waiting for movies and stuff. But when you just double click on like 10 years worth of comic books or 10 years worth of lore, and you just say you know everything, it's because you're able to just look at it right there. It's like, but when it was just a Wednesday, and then next Wednesday you got a little bit more piece of it, another little piece of it, it was different. It's like if you look back in time, people that lived when Obama was president, they're gonna probably be like, oh, those people, it was crazy. But for some of those people, it was just a normal couple years because life still goes on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I always felt that Mario had a good history of stuff to pull from with all the other games he's been in. He's been in a couple little other games. He's had cameos and stuff. Same thing with Sonic. But yeah, I love Bowser. I thought Bowser was pretty cool. I believe he was Jack Black. I couldn't tell at first, but then by the end I was like, okay, yeah, he sounds cool. I think Mario is Chris Pratt, which is Star-Lord, I think. I didn't look it up. I should have probably did my research. What else about the movie was cool? Man, I really dug the animation. Like, I've seen a lot of animation lately, and it was really simple. That's what I liked about it. Like, it had that Nintendo look to it in animation. I feel like they did it pretty damn good. Now, in the Sonic movie, the first Sonic that I saw that was feral Sonic that looked hella bad, and everyone complained. I complained about it too, till I watched the movie. Once I watched the movie and I saw how they were trying to have him come from this weird world into our world, it made more sense. I feel like they kind of even had a cut where Sonic looked like that, because how he came from that feral world made more sense. Now, if he was just in our world out of a video game, then that wouldn't have made too much sense to me. So, I like how they kept Mario the same. I thought the way that Mario went into the world, I mean, it's for kids, so they could have kind of did that a little bit better. I mean, I don't know how you're going to exactly do it. I can't say they did it wrong, because I don't have too many ideas on how I would do it. But it's weird to take Mario from that world to that world. But they do it pretty cool. I really like Toad. Toad was like the standout for me. I thought he was cool because he's such a nothing character, and with what little they gave him, he made a big impact on me. So I thought that was cool. I mean, that to me is pretty much the definition of a good side character. It's someone who, if you know him or if you don't know him, leaves an impact with whatever little time they have on the screen. Where like some people can be major characters and you just hate them. If you have good acting or good bits, good parts, I mean, it flows. The same thing with on the Willow review I did. There were some people on Willow that were just great. Willow itself was great. But yeah, what else about the movie was cool? I liked all the side characters. I liked the animation. It wasn't too long. I thought that was pretty cool. I liked how they brought, I'm not sure if it's the same as in the video game. Like I said, I don't do all my research. I just play the games. But I like how they made sense of Mario, and they made sense of him meeting the princess, him meeting other characters. They made sense of him and his brother. I was wondering what they were going to do with his brother in this movie, because Luigi kind of is, he's cool, but he kind of is never really, I mean, I remember we had a game called Luigi something. I never played it before. I think I got a little bit too old right there, but yeah, I've always liked Luigi. He's always a taller brother, but they did him pretty cool. I like all the bad guys. They were funny. Like I said, Bowser was funny. Comparing this movie to the Sonic movie, to the first one, I love the bad guy way better in Sonic. Like, cause it was Jim Carrey. But now in this one, I thought the side characters were cool too. To where Bowser was cool. He wasn't as cool, but I thought the movie still stood up. I feel like the Sonic movie had better action, but I feel like on a whole, as a story, the Mario movie had a better storyline to it. So I would say Sonic, the first one, I probably would have gave it an 8. And I'd probably give this one a 7. I don't think it's necessarily worse. I just think that it's more of a cohesive story, where the first Sonic was more like a spectacle to me. Like I said, like how he runs fast, how he does that sounds cool and it's fun to look at. But then the substance was really, well, I also like the way they made him kind of mentally insane. Like the way they made him kind of like, since he had been alone by himself. I like that too. That was something that they added. That's something that they did to me that I think is cool, where you do better than the video game, because the fact that Sonic had been on Earth for so long, he was kind of a little bit crazy. They kind of hinted towards that in the beginning of the movie. Once he had his dad and he got adopted and all this other stuff, he kind of calmed down, but he was kind of like talking to himself, playing baseball by himself. He was kind of like, I was like, okay, yeah, this is kind of, he's kind of, I guess that's how it would be if you were this speed demon thing by yourself. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give Mario Bros. A 7. Like I said, I would like to see another one. I wouldn't even mind, like I said, a Metroid, Zelda. What else? What are some goods? But yeah, if you happen to see the show, tell me what you think. Like I said, I like the animation. What was the bad stuff about it? It could have been a little bit more action. I mean, see, that's what's weird about Mario, because in Mario you kind of you stomp on people and you don't really kill them. You kill them, but it's not like blood or weird or anything. Where Sonic hits them as a ball, which kind of seems like it hurts more, but Sonic and Mario are kind of the same. They kind of just jump on something or run through it or something. So I don't know. I definitely say if you have kids, go check this one out. I thought it was good. Like I said in the comments, let me know what you think. I'm going to give it a 7. I just wanted a little tiny bit more, but it made a lot of sense. It was cohesive. It was good animation. And as far as the video game movie goes, I mean, it was great, because I've seen so many bad ones. And I'm thinking Sonic, or like maybe that first Jumanji, if you count that as a video game movie, was pretty good. What else video games movies were good? Maybe I'll do some reviews on video game movies and go through. Oh, I like Street Fighter with Van Damme, dude. Who wants to go home and who wants to go to me? But yeah, I like that one. I like Street Fighter. I like Mortal Kombat, the movie. I think both those are insane. I'll watch the original Mortal Kombat over the new Mortal Kombat any day. Hey, your soul is mine. Lou! But yeah, yeah, you guys. That's it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 7. You know what? Nah, 7, because I believe Sonic. I like Sonic 1 better than Sonic 2, but Sonic 2 was still good. I gave Sonic 2 a 7. I gave Sonic 1 an 8. I'm giving Super Mario Brothers a 7, but I think I would watch Super Mario Brothers more than I would watch Sonic. But I think I like Sonic better the first time than Super Mario Brothers. But I feel like Super Mario Brothers is something I can watch with people over and over, where Sonic, it's like it was hella good the first time, but now the second Sonic, I liked I liked Knuckles, and I liked they did the same thing for the second Sonic that they did for Toad. Second Sonic, I usually don't like Tails. I actually like Tails, and then I usually didn't like Toad, and I like Toad on here. So yeah, 7 for Super Mario Brothers. I think Sonic might have been a better movie if you compare it just video game for video game. But I think over the test of time, the Mario Brothers movie, and being the first one, I think they did it really good. So yeah, 7 out of 10. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Later.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.